Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Deliciously Decayed. I am Rick.
And I'm Dev. Today we're exploring Norwich State Hospital in Preston, Connecticut. This was the second psychiatric facility created by the state.
And I'm not sure if you guys know it, but over there on the other side of that river is Mohegan Sun. It is a massive casino on tribal lands, and I owe some very dangerous people a lot of money because YouTube will not pay us, and there is no other way for me to get these funds, or my head is going to end up in a box like that movie Seven. Okay, I should have told you about that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should have.
Anyways, on that awkward note, let's explore this bitch.
From Hockamock Swamp to Dighton Rock and everything in between. Petroglyphs and monoliths and things best left unseen. Bridgewater Triangle, dark and creepy corridors, haunted asylums, and don't forget the tunnels. New England and beyond, only for the unafraid. Take a dark journey down an untraveled path that's deliciously decayed. Deliciously decayed. Deliciously decayed.
Norwich State Hospital opened in 1904 on the Norwich-Preston town line. It was originally opened to house people with mental illness or diagnosed as criminally insane, but it also took in the elderly, people with chemical dependencies, and patients with tuberculosis. When the campus was built, mental health care practice called for a setting that could be considered serene, pastoral, and humane. There were places for calm walks, such as tree-lined walkways and lawns, widely spaced buildings, and a lack of walls separating the campus from the rest of the world. The buildings were set up to allow for a maximum amount of air and sunlight, and bars and signs of restraints were minimized. In the 1930s, they used metrazole shock treatment to treat conditions such as schizophrenia, where they injected metrazole into the patient to cause convulsions and temporary coma. In the 1940s, they discontinued this treatment due to the drug's high number of deaths. It was replaced by electroconvulsive therapy, sometimes coupled with insulin coma therapy. Superintendents at the time questioned the safety and effectiveness of this treatment, as it sometimes caused seizures so severe that patients could fracture their spines or dislocate shoulders and jaws. Norwich State Hospital was one of 3 hospitals that took place in the Connecticut Cooperative Lobotomy Study. The Board of Trustees believed that having an active lobotomy program provided the benefits of increasing patient discharges and decreasing overpopulation. In the 1950s, lobotomies were phased out in favor of psychotropic drugs such as Thorazine. There are multiple investigations into cruelty to patients over the years. There are published reports of beating, starving, sexual abuse, overly harsh restraints, prolonged confinement, and packing patients in ice. In 1939, the Baker Commission was formed to investigate this mistreatment. When they published their report, the superintendent resigned. Following the Baker Commission's report, the new superintendent began to make positive changes around the hospital. They only hired staff without a record of being disciplined or fired for patient abuse or neglect. Wards became cleaner and more comfortable, and patients were encouraged to make and display items that made it feel more like home. The patient population began to decrease in the 1970s due to advances in psychiatric medication and the deinstitutionalization movement. In 1992, the former governor suddenly announced the hospital's closure without discussing it with hospital administration. They were given very little time to find accommodations for their patients. While some were able to be transferred to other hospitals and programs, many were left homeless.
Is it haunted? I think it's possible. Most likely. No, I changed my opinion. Yes. It feels like a place that a satanic ritual occurred. Maybe I'm drawing this mental connection because of the giant pentagram in the middle of the floor in the admin building. But this has also caught somebody else's attention. One of my favorite people, Bilbo Baggins, Zach Baggins and the Ghost Hunter crew. And they came in to find all the typical stuff you'd find, the disembodied voices, EVPs, hot and cold spots, shadow people, all that fun stuff. And yeah, I back up those claims. I think this place has a seriously dark vibe to it.
And that concludes another episode of Deliciously Decayed. What do you think of this place?
There were a lot of similar issues here as other asylums we covered, but it was rare to see that one actually learned from that and tried to improve their patients' treatment and living conditions. But I'm not sure how much longer these buildings are going to be standing, so I'm glad we got to see them when we did.
Me too. Me too. And hopefully you can see me when you are seeing me, because I gotta head on over to Mohegan Sun right now, and honestly, if I don't win a whole lot of money, I think I might be dead and you might be doing the show without me. How does that make you feel?
I don't think I could do it.
Well, that's very depressing, guys. This could be the end if you don't give us a like. Don't hit the subscribe button. Please, maybe YouTube will give us a couple cents. It's the only way, guys, and it's up to you. So the mafia does not kill me and make Dev do this whole project by herself. And on that note, I am Rick.
And I'm Dev. We'll see you in New England's darkest corners.
Maybe. I might not be here next time.
You better be.
This, my friends, is a call to action. We need all the likes, subs, and comments that we possibly can get to stay in the algorithm. And it isn't to make me, or even Dev, YouTube famous. What it is it's very important for me to gain enough notoriety, just enough to catch the eye of Zach Bilbo Baggins and all his sweet tribal ink. Because you, my friend, you owe me a fight. And I issue an open challenge at Norwich State Hospital, right in the middle of the pentagram in the admin building. For charity, shirtless. Jacked bro versus me. And bring all your friends and your camera crew and the ghost hunter crew. And I'm going to bring all the ghouls and the shadow people. What do you think of that, Rick? Oh, I think that's a great idea, Rick. Zach, I am mentally unstable until we get this fight. Let's do it.